In this video, we're going to be previewing a matchup here in the South region between the 4 seed, the Duke Blue Devils, taking on the 13 seed Vermont Catamounts. For the Duke Blue Devils, they come into the NCAA tournament as a 4 seed with a 24-8 record. They were second in the ACC in the regular season and lost in the ACC quarterfinals to NC State. This team is a very good offense, 7th in the nation in offensive efficiency. They do a great job of taking care of the basketball. They've got a really nice setup with Kyle Filipowski in the middle. He can stretch the floor as well, and they've got a lot of three-point shooters around him and some really quality guard play for Duke. This team shoots 37.7% from beyond the arc. That's 15th best in the country. On the defensive end, 26th in the nation in defensive efficiency. They do two things really well. They do not foul. They do not put their opponents on the free throw line often, and they are a solid defensive rebounding group. They close out possessions well also. Their key player, or my key player for Duke, is Jeremy Roach, the senior guard. He is their leader, and I think he's going to have to be a leader for Duke to go on a run. When Roach is playing well on both sides of the ball, when he's scoring it and he's defending at a high level, Duke is a tough team to stop. Now, my concern for this Duke team is sometimes they struggle on the defensive end, and they are beaten by teams that are more physical than them. NC State just did it in the quarterfinals, and North Carolina did it to them twice in the regular season. This team at times can be a little bit soft, and a physical team can beat them. That is a concern for Duke here this year. For the Vermont Catamounts, the 13 seed here, 28-6, their record as they come into the NCAA tournament. They were first in the American East in the regular season, and they won the tournament championship as well. This team is all about defense, defense, defense under John Becker this year. 62nd in the nation in defensive efficiency, and they are physical on the defensive end. You don't get anything easy when you play Vermont. They're 49th in three-point defense and 34th in two-point defense. Very balanced defense for the Vermont Catamounts. On the offensive end, Vermont does not turn it over. They do a very good job of taking care of the basketball. However, they are very reliant on the three-point line. 44% of their shots come from beyond the arc. That's 35th most in the country, and they don't shoot it that great from out there. 33.5% as a team. Also, Vermont lacks a star player that can really go score for them and get them a bucket when they need. That can be big if they're in a close game and they need a basket in the half court. However, the key player that I have for this Catamounts team is their lefty big point guard, Shamir Bogues, who stands at 6'4". He wears big goggles. He kind of looks a little funny out there at times, but he's a very good player. 11 points per game, 5.5 rebounds per game, 2.5 assists per game, and 2 steals per game. He's a great defender. He stuffs the stat sheet. He's a great passer as well. When he gets 4 or more assists, Vermont is 7-1. Take that into account. When he is sharing the love and passing the ball well, Vermont usually wins. Now, my concern with this Vermont team here is they have no true scorer. Nobody averages more than really 12 points a game for the Catamounts. Also, they're so reliant on the three-point jump shot, and when they're not hitting their threes, they are a subpar offensive unit at best. This is an interesting matchup here between Duke and Vermont. When I look at what it would take to knock off a Duke team, to upset them, I think, one, you need a team that can be physical against Duke, especially on the defensive end. I think Vermont checks that box. They're a very good defensive team, and they play a physical brand of basketball. They need to defend the three. They do that, so they check that box to beat Duke as well. And the thing that they don't necessarily check is on the offensive end. Vermont needs to hit threes in this game. Needs to. If not, they're going to struggle big time because they don't really have anybody who can match up well with Kyle Filipowski. Iofalia for Vermont will probably be the guy who gets Filipowski. They might double team him at times, which Duke will bomb from 3 if they do double team. Vermont has to hit threes in this game, and they have not as of late. They shot 28% in the American East tournament, yet still managed to win because they're that much better than the American East and so good defensively. 19 of 67 from beyond the arc. Vermont, I just don't think they can score well enough in the half court. I do think they'll slow this game down, make it ugly, make it a lower scoring game, and give Duke trouble for a while. However, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to come away with the upset here. If I had to put this one on the upset potential meter, I would say it is unlikely because of how reliant Vermont is on the three-point arc. If the Catamounts come out and hit 12 threes against Duke and play good defense, they can beat them. But I'm just not sure if they will. Give me the Duke Blue Devils to advance here against the Vermont Catamounts to the second round of the NCAA tournament. Do you want to win your March Madness bracket pool? Do you want to not only beat your friends and family, but absolutely humiliate them? If you like the sound of that, subscribe down below to College Hoops Tonight because we're previewing all 36 first-round games of the NCAA tournament to give you the edge you need to nail your bracket and absolutely crush your friends and family in your bracket pool.